BBC Radio York.
Now, we've been hearing far too much of this sort of thing recently.
It's a fascinating situation for manager Nigel Worthington. Somehow, he's got to dig York out of this hole. It's a real struggle at the moment. York City 0, Port Vale 2, and now they really are in the thick of things near the bottom.
Well, York City haven't won a game since New Year's Day, and they're now in the League 2 relegation zone. This means after last season's triumphant promotion, the club are in serious danger of going straight back into non-league football. So we've decided to give them a bit of on-air therapy this morning, seeing how we can boost the players' confidence and help keep the Minstermen in the Football League. With me now is Dan Abrahams, who's a sports psychologist who works with players in the Premier League. Dan, good morning.
Good morning to you, Adam. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. So if you're sitting in front of York City's players right now, a squad that hasn't won a game in almost 3 months, what would you be saying to them?
Oh, there's a whole raft of things you can say to them, but look, this is pressure football when you're in the danger zone, and this is about helping them play on the front foot rather than the back foot. It's about helping them play to win, not to lose. It's about helping them play with freedom and not fear. So it's exploring ways to help them. I think freedom is such a great word in this situation. Players compound errors by worrying about mistakes. It's giving that freedom to play that's going to be important for the management team.
But how do you do that, Dan? How do you get a group of players to say, look, regardless of the situation that you find yourself in, forget that. Go out on the field and just play with a sense of freedom?
Well, this is what I love about the psychology of sports. It's a fascinating situation. The management team, the coaching staff really have to take them in one of two directions, and actually they're polar opposite directions. And they have to decide which one based on the culture of their club, the team players they've got in front of them. One is to embrace the challenge. It's the we do tough. We're going to fight here. We're going to play with intensity. The other one is relax. You know, we're going to ignore this situation. We're going to do what we do every single week. The advantage with the fight, the intensity one, is that, you know, we're all in this together. You know, we're an island, and in that respect, you can get players to focus. The disadvantage there is there might be too much tension. The advantage behind the relaxed, you know, we're going to do what we do every single week. Don't worry about it, guys. We're just going to do the same thing. Is you help them to relax. You can help them play with that freedom. So it really depends. The management have to. This is where good management, good leadership comes in. It's knowing your players, knowing your culture. From there, you can make a decision in which direction you take them in.
I mean, we know, don't we? You mentioned there what you love about sports psychology is that any sport you play, no matter what it is, it's all played in your head before you actually go out there on the field to do it. What sort of an impact will the change of manager have had as well? Because everything was going so well last year. They won the FA Trophy. They won promotion back into the Football League. It was a cracking time for York City. In the space of about 8 or 9 months, it's all gone slightly pear-shaped. What impact will a change of manager have had?
When you change a manager at a football club, there's two things, dynamics that goes on. One, impression. Players feel they have to impress upon the manager what they can do. So usually hard work focus goes up in the, you know, during the training days. That can actually dissipate over time. You know, the players get used to the management processes, and then you go back to normal. So, you know, whether you go about changing the manager again at this late stage, well, that's for the board to decide.
Okay, Dan, good to talk this morning. Thanks very much indeed. Dan Abrahams, who's a sports psychologist who works with players in the Premier League. And of course, York City play relegation rivals Torquay tomorrow. They've got to